Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat and I'm back with my altered book. Just been working on it. I have done a few things since I saw you last. A lot of it was sewing and I don't have a way to do that on camera. So I have been making these like scrappy pieces on the sides so that when you look at the side you got more of that, you know, fluffy stuff hanging out. And so these are just strips of my collage paper from the kit, and I've just added all different fabrics like I did to the, you know, envelope and pockets and whatever. And this is just a little tuck spot, so that's why I had the ladies, these little ladies just kind of stuck in there. And so I did that one, and I stitched all over them, so I don't think I've done anything here. I did put this tag in, and I put this lady right here. And let's see, it's mostly, oh, this is, this up here is from Denise. That's one of her like altered paper clips that she does the little fabric like stacks on. It's a lot like this. And then I did this one. This is the lace that comes in the kit, the lace page, the darker one. And again, just added all kinds of scraps. And I stitched there's a line here that's zigzag. This one's a straight stitch, another straight stitch, and a larger zigzag. So I just stitched all over those. And let's see, we did the envelope. And then this is the other little scrappy thing. Let's see, I don't think I've done a whole lot other than those. And this is the last one that I did. So I'm going to bring it up a little bit closer just so you can kind of see. I put down the eyelash trim first, and then I added just all the different pieces of lace and fabric and ribbon and whatever, and then stitched. And this one I stitched all the way around, and it's just a little tuck spot again. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. I just figured there was no point in doing that on camera because we did those, why is this stuck on here? We did the other ones together, and I can't, like I said, I can't stitch on camera, so that is that. I must have got a little glue right there. Alright, so I thought what we could work on today is one of these bigger tags because we haven't done any of these. So, and again, this book is 9.5 by 6.5. And so this tag that goes in the folded down pocket is 5 by 8.25. 5 by 8.25, and then I just snipped off the edges, you know, like we do. And I'll probably punch a hole when I'm done. I just, you know, didn't want to do that before I added other papers. And I did finish this kit to go on the back of your journaling pages. You know, if you have the like the design ones and you want something on the back but you still want to be able to write, that's what I did these for. So this kit is on my Etsy now, and it's 8 pages, and it's very simple, but I was going for that whole, you know, backing your pages so that you'll have something on both sides of your paper but you can still write on these. And like I did 2 of them without any, you know, flower or bird or whatever. So this one is like Old Ledger on here, and the mushroom one, and this isn't the one that I didn't put any flower or anything on. This paper I found at the antique store. It had like all this typed stuff on it like this, but it was kind of hard to read. Like, I don't know if their typewriter was messing up. It's like they needed more a new ink strip or something in their typewriter. But anyway, ribbon, ink ribbon in their typewriter. And then it was all folded, and it was about an 8th grade commencement, and I don't know, it was just kind of a cool how this was like that. And then this is from an old 1800s sleeping cap that the ladies wore on their heads. I just thought that was kind of cool, that flower. So it's 8 pages, so I thought we could, you know, use some of that today too, because it doesn't have to be just for the backs. I just wanted to show you, this is my good Epson paper, and let me grab it. This is what I usually like to print them on when I'm showing to you guys because they come out so much clearer on this. But then this bird is like better color on here. So like, I don't know what the difference is, but anyway, this is the Epson. It's 40 pound and it's a thicker, you know, because it's 40 pounds. This is just printer paper. So I like to do this when I'm collaging a lot because then you're not adding a ton of bulk. But you can see there just is a difference. So it's, you know, whatever your preference is with paper, I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to show you the difference there. I'm going to use this for the collaging because I just like I said, it's just thinner. And then I do have some of my other one that I wanted to, I did get my disaster cleaned up, so it's nice, but I probably still won't be able to find anything because, you know, that's the way I am. And this one I didn't put in the kit, any of the kits, but it's kind of cool. That's the original, the book for those, the Leiflers, whatever, however you say it. I don't say it right, probably. So I'm just going to take out some of these scraps that we can use. And some of this is just stuff that from when I made it. Let's see, I'll take that one. That way I don't have to rip more stuff, you know. Alright, we'll just start with that and see how we go. And I do have other little birds and things that I can use too, so. But I really kind of want to start with this. This just is a good base to do this with. See, I had it cleaned up and now I have it all messed up again. Can't even find my rulers. Alright, so I'm thinking I kind of want to use this, this tatting. I don't know, I call it a pattern, but I guess it's probably really not a pattern. It's just that that's kind of how it came without all the tatting done. And I don't know what else you would call it. And these rulers, I've gotten questions. They are We Are Memory Keepers, and I got them off of Amazon. And it's a set of 3. I really haven't used the other ones. This is really the only one I've used because it's got the smallest, like, decal edge. And that's just the one that I like. So that's the one. But I really like them because I can see through them, so I can see how much I'm tearing off. I love the metal rulers because they're very sharp, so they're super easy to tear with, but this one you gotta kind of make sure you're pushing down on it. But I like how you can see through that. It's nice. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful weekend. It's very pretty here today. It's not raining at the moment. I shouldn't say anything because it probably will be. I'm just going to tear this a little bit, not cleanly, just to get rid of that corner part. I'm going to do some stuff over the top of that, so I'm not really concerned about how that's going to look at the moment. This is just my underneath. Jeez, can't get the lid off. I have to make sure I stay in camera. I've been playing with my camera again. I probably should just stop doing that because it messes me up. Just a little ink on these. I don't know how useful I'm going to be today. I did not sleep last night. I don't know why I do that sometimes. Woke up at like 1 after going to bed late too, and just could not go back to sleep. It's so aggravating. Busy brain. It's horrible having a busy brain. Oh good, my lid just fell on the floor. So yeah, we had a nice day yesterday. We went to a high school graduation party thing. It was nice outside. Which is beneficial, obviously. So hopefully everyone will have some nice weather for their Memorial Day celebrations. Boy, I always feel bad. I don't camp. We don't do a lot of camping or anything like that. We didn't really like that, but a lot of people around here do. I always feel bad when it's Memorial Day or whatever and they all go out camping and then it like rains all weekend, which it does do that quite often. It's just that time of the year. Alright, what else do we want to put on here? I don't think I want any more of those. Don't want the bird right now. Kind of liking that like that, but it feels like it needs something on that edge. I don't think I want that. Because you could actually write on there, but I could make that the back. Do something else on the front, so that you could write all over this. Maybe that's what I'll do for now, and then if I decide on something else, I'll do that. I really love this lace. It came out kind of cool. I think I'm just going to do like a strip of it. Got all the windows open, so you can probably hear birds, and then airplane or something just flew over. We have it's not really an airport, it's just people that have small planes. Is not really close, but they do fly over every once in a while. Like more the hobby airplane kind of people. Tree. Maybe we should use that mushroom because that's fun. That would totally fit, and it won't need much of anything with the doily and everything on here. And this is an old postcard with the daffodils. So we want to get, I'm going to tear part of this off down here because I don't need the bottom necessarily. I want more of the mushroom itself. Sorry, I couldn't like figure out where I wanted that. Let's see. Let me just figure out how I want it. I can just trim those. Take off that top a little bit and still see the daffodils. I'm not going to see a whole lot of the lace this way. I could do a smaller strip of the lace. This is the thing with collaging. You just kind of gotta play with it until you like it. And the other thing is, if you're just starting, don't start with giant pieces because, or I mean not giant pieces, teeny tiny pieces. Don't use a whole bunch of itty bitty pieces because that's, you know, I did that when I started and it becomes very frustrating. And then another thing I noticed is if I do it while I'm, you know, sitting and watching TV, or like I've got a video on and I'm just collaging and not thinking about it, I do a lot better than if I sit and worry about did I get enough of this paper, and oh, I've got the lid on that again. And if I've got enough of this paper and that paper. So yeah, really just don't overthink it and use bigger pieces than tinier pieces. I just found that that is a whole bunch easier. Like even if you, when you start, if you do something like this, like if you haven't collaged before, there's 3 pieces of paper there, or 5 pieces of paper, or whatever, but just try to keep it, otherwise it tends to get really busy. And you know, I have a few pages that are pretty busy, and then I back off and like try to do something a little less because it does get kind of crazy. So I'm going to do that like that. Scoot this over to about here, I think. I mean, that's only 2 pieces right there, but this is already all collaged, so that does make it a bunch easier. So I'm going to glue those down, and I'll just trim that corner off if it's hanging over still. But yeah, because I started right around a little bit after Christmas or whatever, making those whole collage sheets, and then I would cut them all into tags. And I mean, some of those I did use smaller pieces of paper because when you're cutting it into tags, you don't just want one piece of paper. Like, you know, on those pages with only 3 pieces of paper, you're not going to get anything interesting. So you do want those smaller if you're cutting them into tags. But I did realize while doing that you don't want the pieces to be too tiny because it becomes very aggravating. At least that's what I find. So see, that didn't end up hanging off, so that's good. And I'll glue this strip down. These, I kind of want a little bit hanging out up here and down there. So that one I'm not going to have to do a ton to because, you know, I already made that collage paper, so that makes it easier. But I do want to do kind of one of those fabric collage things on here. What did I do with my Silet trim? Don't know. Okay, well, I guess I won't be using that. I've got this, though. I probably put it all back again. Oh, no, it's right here. Yeesh. See, I have this whole ball of this color. I made my daughter like a giraffe. I did a needle felted giraffe, and I just wanted some for like the top of its head and its mane and stuff. So I have this whole ball, and I've been trying to figure out what in the world to do with it because it's not a color, you know, I use all the time, or a color that goes with tons of stuff. So, but it works perfect for this. So, and I just kind of put a bit down, and then I just stuck it to it. I mean, obviously this is not rocket science or anything. It's just sometimes interesting, you know, how everybody does things. We all kind of do them a little bit different, so. And then I just took other pieces of fabric. I have this really old collar that Denise sent me. That's awesome. Love it. And I like the fraying, so I do, you know, fray it all before I do this. And we did this the other day, so it's not like you haven't ever seen me do this, but I just wanted to go over it again if anybody's watching for the first time. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome. You guys have been awesome. Everybody that has come over from Rachel's channel after we did the whole envelope and she used the paper and stuff, you guys have just been amazing. Very kind and nice, and well, all my subscribers are awesome, so it doesn't, I mean, you guys are just great. So thank you, and thank you for checking out my channel. I really do appreciate it. And then I've got some fabric here, and this is from Denise too. She sends me all kinds of cool stuff. She's so awesome. I need to get a hold of her today and see how her mom is doing. It's so hard when you have family members that are sick, which I'm sure many of you know because we've all been there at some point in a time. It's cute because it's got little, like, it's almost like eyelid or something. And I like folding it or something just so it's not straight, but you could do a tinier piece and just stick it down. You don't have to do it this way. This is just the way I like doing it. I just think it adds a little interest. I might trim a little bit of this off because I feel like I'm losing the eyelash trim. And my finger's stuck more than the lace. And I am going to stitch this down, so I'm not super worried about it sticking, because it will. And I've got just some of this kind of lace. I really like this, the fuzz hanging out. And this piece isn't coffee stained at all, so I'm going to just ink it a touch. Oops, it's already off, Amy. It's funny when I get doing this, I kind of get tunnel vision. It's like the ink having the lid on and me trying to use it, and you know that the lid's off the glue, but I get like focused and then I can't figure out what I'm doing. Some sari silk. I have to do all this crazy stuff on here so people realize that these are my fabric scissors and don't use them for paper. So in the meantime, I'm getting all trapped up in it. Just like that little bit of gold on there, that's kind of cool. Do it more like... And I'll stitch it later so that you guys know, you guys get the gist with that whole thing. It's not hard. And a lot of people don't have a sewing machine, so if you don't, just make sure you glue it down really well, and you might want to use Fabri-Tac if that's the case, because it, you know, it will hold fabric a little bit better. I just thought it'd be fun to have this on this too. This isn't going to stick out of the book, but it's still fun to have. I just got a pile of stuff over here I'm trimming off of. This is just a piece of crochet. I need some more color. I like this blue, green, sorry, silk that I have. I'm going to trim off down to here though, because I want more of the blue for this particular item. I ended up covering up a lot of my daffodils, huh? You can kind of see it peeking out there. And when I stitch those, they'll lay down more. So remember that if you are not stitching, just to make sure. I think Allie sent me this lace. It's pretty. Thank you, Allie. I like to trim that little edge off though, because it's so thick. Let's see, let's put this one over here. Or actually, let's put it right here. Since I already did blue there. Where's the other little funny fluffy stuff? That doesn't want to sit, but I can catch it when I sew, so I'm not going to worry about it. I don't want a huge piece of this. I'll just like stitch a piece on right about there. That's bugging me. Let's see what else we could use a piece of this. Oh, come on, you little stinker. Alright, where do I want to cut? It's like I hate cutting this because it's so awesome, but it looks really cool on stuff, so. I wish I had about a mile of this. very neat. And then maybe a little piece of this. So I'm just taking snippets. So if you already have like a whole bunch of little tiny snippets, this would be a great project for that. And I don't want it perfectly straight, like, you know. Alright, so that one is basically done. Let's see if we want to do anything else on the back. I'm just going to set that like that and let it dry. Trying to think. I feel like it needs something across there. Maybe, where's my border that I had? Okay, I just had it. You guys saw it. This is kind of pretty with the irises. They would be going the wrong way. It's not very visible. I don't know what I did with that. Just had it. Interesting. Maybe we'll use actual, oh, there it is. Like I know it was here. Yeah, I like that. Just to give it some color up there, I think is good. And I can never cut a straight line, so it's not ever going to happen. That will work though, and I'm just going to ink it a little bit because this is all inked. So yeah, I think this new, I called this kit Old Paper just because that's mostly what it is. I mean, this is textile obviously, but it's mainly old paper. So I got most of the paper out of, like I said, I got those ones from the antique store, and then I got some of them out of really old books and, you know, end pages and all that. So yeah, I always want to take this off because this does not seem like a lid to me. I don't know why I switched to this one. It's kind of just whatever I grab at the moment. I think somebody else was saying that the other day, that that doesn't seem like, you know, the lid down there. Okay, so I'm going to go stitch this, and then I'll come back and show it to you because I'm going to punch a hole, or I might just stitch up some fabric up there, like this kind of stuff. Yeah, I think maybe I'll do that. That way I don't have to worry about, you know, the eyelash trim and all that. So let's just fray this really good so that it looks fun. And you could turn it the other way too. You could do it like this kind of a tab, but I think I want it sticking up because, you know, I'm liking that, the frayed ruffly edge. So I'm going to stitch those things and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Alright, hi, I'm back. So I stitched all the way around, stitched across all the fabrics, and you can see that they're sticking down pretty good. Stitched that on. And then I thought it would be fun maybe to do one of Rachel's labels on here, or maybe here, because it just seems like it needs something. So let's see. These are labels from Rachel at Roxy Creations. If you don't know, that one's kind of cool. Little. So hard. That's the one I like. Oh, I like my frames too. Might do that on the back. It's too big. Kind of like that, because that brings the blue and all that in. Here's a big one. Oh, this one's really big though. Yeah. I should go check out her blue and green labels. This would be good. I think a lot of these are too big, and that just gets lost. That one looks good up there. It's like, which one? I'm just really liking that because it's bringing in that blue, so I think I'm just going to go with that. And this one, that's too big too. Oh, is there a littler one like that? Yeah. I like the red. I still think this one's better. Alright, so let's go with that. You may be hearing all kinds of things that you don't normally hear because everybody's home. It's summer! Well, it's Sunday, but, you know. Everybody's here. And you could even write a little something there if you wanted. I don't really know which direction this is supposed to go, but I like it with this little flower, the bigger flower on the bottom, I guess you would say. Try to get it semi-straight. And then on the back, I kind of like this frame. Just want to ink it a little because it's pretty white. But if you like it like that, leave it like that. This one needs to be trimmed up a little better. That dark line right there. So I gotta trim all those off. I just realized it was all that little dotted. These I just found online. They're just frames, like, you know, actual picture frames. There we go. Just get rid of that white edge. And put that down there. And so see, you can still write all over this and write in there and whatever you want to do. I have noticed that these, well, they print better on better paper, but on the printer paper they do get just a teeny bit blurry, the embroidery stuff or the lace, because it's dimensional, I guess. So yeah, it's interesting. What did I get on there? Maybe it was on there already. Didn't notice that before though. Let me find a pencil with an eraser. Don't know. It's not a huge ordeal. Let's do some flowers. My husband's talking on the phone if you can hear him. Sorry. He's, you know, he had that car accident like ages ago. It's almost been a month. And insurance company has just been giving us heck. They will not get on it. And it wasn't even his fault. But his truck still has not been fixed. And they couldn't decide if they were going to total it or not total. I mean, it's just been ridiculous. So anyway, he's been having to deal with that, which he doesn't need because he already works a lot. And he doesn't need to be dealing with people that aren't doing what you pay them to do. Pay them a lot to do for years. It's annoying. It's like, why do we pay them so much money? I mean, we'd better off just sticking it in a drawer somewhere and every month or whatever. It's ridiculous. So anyway, I'll stop. I'll get off my soapbox. So that's the back. This is the front. And then let's put it in there and see what it looks like, and then we'll stop for today because it's already been long enough. So let's see. So So see, that little tabby will stick out. That's why I wanted it like that. And that's how it's gonna look. So I think that's kind of fun. And then these, all these turned out fun. So yeah, if you have any questions on anything, just, you know, leave me a comment below. But those are just like we did the top of that tag. This is how I did these. And these are just torn straight from my pages. This is from the new kit, that mushroom on that lighter background. And then I just stuck a piece of washi right there. So yeah, that's that. So I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your weekend and a nice Memorial Day. I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.